Lori Bradley, and I'm here in St. Louis, Missouri, and there is snow on the ground. It is March 5th, and there's snow. It's crazy, but it's melting, so that's good. So anyway, that's my sad little story for today. My exciting news is that there are brand new online exclusives available on the Stampin' Up! Website. And you know that I love to show you the online exclusives because nobody ever looks at them. It's online, you don't have a paper catalog in front of you, so be sure to check out the new online exclusives. They just launched yesterday, so the very first day that you could order was yesterday unless you're a demonstrator. And so I went a little crazy, and I have several of those items. But I'm going to show you one particular bundle today, and I'm not going to use the bundle for all 3 cards today. I'm going to use the bundle for the first card. And the bundle's called Pattern of Friendship, and it's a stamp set and a die, and I'm going to show you the die because it's really cool. It's like perforated lines, and we're going to make a plaid with it. So I'm going to show you the bundle, and then I'm going to show you 2 other cards that use other items that are brand new on the online exclusives as well. So I'm going to show you how well that this Pattern of Friendship bundle, or even just the stamp set, if you don't have a Big Shot or a stamp cut and emboss machine, you can use this stamp set for so many things. It's a great stamp set. So let's make some cards. We're going to start, like I said, with the one that we're going to make with the bundle. And you can see here, I've got the stamp set. Get that in the holder. And it's called Pattern of Friendship. And there's a thank you of you make me smile. Let's keep in touch. Happy birthday. Like, it's just a great stamp set with some good words. Okay, now the die is the really cool part, and it's a metal plate, and it's stripes. Can you see the little dots? Okay, there. And then if you run it through twice, if we run it through like this and then turn the paper and run it through like this, we end up with plaid. So it can be stripes, it can be plaid. And today I made plaid so I could show you what I did. Okay, so here we go. My first card is just a quick note card, and I have run through a fresh Freesia piece of cardstock, and I ran it through this way, and then I flipped it around. And I will say that the easiest way to get things lined up for me was to line it up on the corner of the plate. Run it through like this, and then turn it and run it through like this. And that way you get that 90-degree angle, because I can show you my sample. We got it a little crooked when we ran it through the first time. And so when I cut it, it got a little torn on the edge. So the easiest way is just put it right there on that corner, and that way you can do that. Okay, you can make it a straight edge. Okay, here's my note card. And last week I did a class, and I used Fresh Freesia and Basic Gray, and it was kind of a big hit. So I was like, you know what, I don't use that often enough, so I thought I would show everyone. All right, I've got my note card, and we've probably talked about this before, but people wonder, do I fold this way or do I fold this way? Don't go into the ditch. So don't fold in toward the ditch. Those pieces have already been weakened by the scoring, and so we're going to go away from them, and that will make our score line. Okay, the note cards and envelopes make things so easy. And literally we are going to attach the panel that I ran through. Like I said, I ran it through on the stripes both directions so that we are making plaid, and we're going to attach our pieces together. The new online exclusives that just came out, oh my goodness, I'm a big fan, and I am not excited about how I cut this. So let's see if I can cut it properly. Let's see if we can get this to happen. Cut off just a little bit. Sometimes when it's too close, my trimmer gets, that's not too bad. Sometimes my trimmer just acts crazy. That is all I can say. Okay. You can smooth out those edges a little bit. I just wanted a small edge because the note cards are not very big, and so you can't put a lot of bulk in there because their envelopes are not very big as well. And so these will go flat right onto our note card. Oh, but wait, I don't want to glue it down yet. I almost messed up. Another new item that we have is the Fresh Freesia Faux Velvet Ribbon, and it's 1/8 of an inch, and it's pretty small. The one downfall to this ribbon is it is not velvet or velour on both sides. So to tie a bow, you're going to see that piece on the back. So to avoid that, I'm just going to wrap it around and tape it. And actually, I've already got some glue there, so I'm going to just go with that. You all know I like Scotch tape to put ribbon down. And then we'll wrap it around and cut it off. So I think it's easier if I did that than try to tie a bow with it, because, you know, it would just be a Lori mess, right? All right, so I've got, oh, and it's crooked. Goodness gracious. My cards today are actually pretty simple, and I'm making this look like it's hard as anything. Okay. There we go. Now it's straight. All right. You can, I think it's okay with the adhesive. We'll see and make sure, but you could also use dimensionals on the back of that just to make sure that that doesn't pop off of there. Okay, so we have our purple ribbon, Fresh Freesia Velvet Ribbon. We have our friendship, pattern of friendship dies. Now, let's use this stamp, and I'm just gonna, this is a quick thank you note. Thanks for being the best. And I did use a different die for this one. I used the Tags to Go die, which is also one of the new online exclusives. So I'm showing you several different things that are brand new. And I'm always a sucker for dies that can make tags. All right. Okay, that fits perfectly on there. I was a little nervous at first, but I think we got it. All right, and here comes the ambulance down the street. Luckily he's not coming here. And I'm just gonna offset. I did do a basic gray one. I thought about tying that velvet ribbon through my hole, but it was way too complicated. It was not gonna work for me. So let's put some dimensionals on the back of our piece here. And that was 2 tags. One was basic gray, one was white. Top and bottom, I think. I had a little dimensional trouble earlier. I think I was distracted and I put it on the wrong thing. I'll have to show you what I did. All right, I'm just gonna kind of put this across the corner. I'm just gonna make it a little bit cattywampus. Then I have one more new thing for this card. So we have the new bundle, we have the new dies, we have the new ribbon, and we have these Starburst Sequins. Are those not super fun? So they are Fresh Freesia and Crushed Curry. And I'm going to use the Fresh Freesia. And I'm going to use a small one, and I'm going to cover that hole. I might have got that a little too close. We'll see. But we'll just scoot it over. So that way we don't see the hole. There we go. And then let's just put a couple more. I know they're the same color as our background, but I think that they will just be shiny. There'll be a little bit of bling. There we go. Thanks for being the best. Okay. So we have, I love these, the white, the crushed curry, and I never would have put Fresh Freesia and crushed curry together, but it's okay. It's okay. Well, hi there, Sarah Clasing. Thanks for joining me today. And Pam Post, I just want to say thank you to you, because my original sample, my first one, wherever that just went, and oh, it's right here. my first one, you were the one who ran this through my Big Shot when you were here. So anyway, thank you for that. You were, you know, helpful and you didn't even know it. All right, so card number 2, we're still going to use the same stamp set. We're gonna pull the happy birthday and it's going to be in black. My sample, I actually stamped in a different color that I'm gonna make my sample on my card for you. Yes, I am. All right, this is the Painted Stripes stamp set, and it is, it's a cling stamp set, and it's a full card front. And so it's not, and you can kind of look and see on the stamp set where it looks like it's different colors. Part of it looks wet, part of it's not. It just makes the texture of the stripes. So you'll see that they're different colors. So don't panic when you see this. I used Flirty Flamingo, and I just did the background of the white in Flirty Flamingo with a black border. I'm always a sucker for pretty much any color with black. I think always looks nice. The bright colors look nice. I used some Flirty Flamingo Baker's Twine 3-color, and that's the Flirty Flamingo. And I'm going to, and then I got brand new neutral matte dots, and there's black, vanilla, crumb cake, and white. And I just used the black ones, so I'm going to use those again, except I'm going to switch out my stripes. We're going to make it a little bit different just so you can see what another color looks like with those stripes. Let me get my act together here. And you know what I did? I left my ink pad. Hang on just a second. So I left all my ink pads. And for this one, we're going to use Bubble Bath. And so I'm going to do just a light pink and a black. Hey, Monica. Thanks for joining us. All right, so when you have a full-size stamp like this, if you still have your Stamparatus, that is my go-to to make sure that it stamps properly. But if you don't, that's okay. You put it on your block, and it's easier if you tap your ink pad across your big stamp like this. Okay, you're going to stamp it across. And just make sure it's covered. And when I did it the first time, I thought, oh no, like it looked like it was different colors. But as long as you don't have ink pad lines, you should be fine. Now, I find if I flip over, I've got my white cardstock that I'm going to stamp on. If I flip it over, it's going to be all wonky because that's just how we roll, right? And so I find it easier if I lay the cardstock onto this big stamp. Okay, so I'm just going to lay it on there, and that way I can kind of line it up so my stripes aren't too crazy. And then I'm going to take another piece of scrap paper, just one that I had laying around, and I'm going to press that down like this. Okay, and that way it makes it easier to make sure that all your stripes are covered. Okay? And then when you pick it up, then you have your stripes. And so, like I said, they're not all the same. There's lighter, there's darker. That's the way it's supposed to be. So don't be alarmed when that happens. Okay. So we've got our Bubble Bath card base. And then we're going to glue. This one's pretty simple too. I wanted the stamp set. I wanted to show you that the stamp set from the Patterns of Friendship bundle goes with so many different things. And so we are pairing it with every possible thing that we can, especially new stuff. Okay. I didn't want a huge border because the black wasn't our main color. The pink was our main one. And then let's see. Let's pop that piece up on dimensionals. No, let's go flat. If I was going to use dimensionals, I would want my black dimensionals so that they didn't show. I'm going to go flat. And I kind of freaked out when I used Flirty Flamingo on the stamp set earlier because at first it did not look flirty flamingo. It was orange. And so this pink will dry a little bit, and so it won't be quite as crazy either. Okay. Now, the words that I chose for this one is the happy birthday. It's just a big, almost a bubble letter, happy birthday. And I'm using the Everyday Details dies. And I die cut those. Actually, I cut two because safety first, right? Stamp that right in the middle. There we go. I like to hold it down just to make sure all that ink transfers. There we go. Happy birthday. Now, it's going to go on the front, but before I do, obviously my Flirty Flamingo twine doesn't work, but I have the Baker's Twine Essentials pack that also has black, vanilla, white, and it also had, I believe it was crumb cake as well, that matches. So I'm just going to tie a black bow here on the corner. So all of our accents are going to be black, and the pink will be our main color. And hopefully I can get this through this hole. Here we go. We were making our directions. Sarah and I have a large retreat this weekend. And when I was typing the directions, there was a bow on one of our projects, and I said, if you would like to know how to make a real bow, please ask Sarah. If you would like to make a Lori bow, then just yell for her, because we have two definitely different styles, and Sarah does the real bows, and I just do the fake bows that I wrap around my finger, put together, and then tie. We could have done this on a pink piece of cardstock, I guess, too, but I cut white, so we're going with the white. And when we tie it through that corner up there, it's pretty much perfect. It stays, and you tied it through, so we don't have to worry about a glue dot or anything like that. Okay, then we're gonna put that on dimensionals, put that right here. I cannot believe it's snowed today. That is bugging me. And it's stuck. That's even worse. I'm ready for 70, 75. That's my perfect ideal temperature, but I guess we'll survive. Okay, so I'm going to put my happy birthday right here. And the reason I'm complaining is I'm looking out my front window and I see the wet and the dark, cloudy sky, and just kind of blah. All right, so neutral matte dots. These are brand new. We've had black matte dots in the past, and this is just an assortment pack. So, all right, let's put, there are two sizes. There's a small and a large. I am going to use the black, like I said. I'm going to put them off of this. I want that to be its own little guy. Pick a spot and move on, right? And down here. Right, so there we have, it's bubble bath and black. And then this one is Flirty Flamingo and black. And you could change, obviously, you know, maybe not put a bow on it, but if you have a masculine birthday card that you need, navy and green would be perfect. Black and green would be perfect. Black and lemon lime twist is also another one of my favorites. It could be switched around to so many color schemes. And so the happy birthday with the stripes, painted stripes. All right, card number 3. And this one might be my favorite. We'll see. We are going to use the same stamp set. We're going to continue with the stamp set, and we're going to use Azure Afternoon, and the stamp that I'm going to use for this one is Thinking of You Brings a Smile to My Face. Okay, now I'm going to have to glue a little bit, and I actually have to use my embossing machine while we're on here, but we are going to use the mini corrugated 3D embossing folder. And it looks like corrugated cardboard when you're done. And I don't know if you've been around long enough to remember the brayer, the crimper, it was not my friend. It didn't like me, and so I could never get it straight. Lucky for me, this embossing folder has a black line, so I can line up my embossed lines, and so it's not all wonky. So what I did, set this aside for just a second, and I chose Shy Shamrock and Azure Afternoon, because my first thing that I was going to use was Pack Your Bags, which matches one of the suites. It matches the Tags to Go, actually, that I used in the other. Goes with that suite. Pack Your Bags Twine 3-pack. There's Shy Shamrock, Azure Afternoon, and then if you are a keen eye person, you will notice that this twine is Strawberry Slush. And Strawberry Slush was an in color a few years ago, probably in the maybe 5 years ago. And we don't have it anymore. So they don't put anything that's not current into the products. So I'm guessing that if you keep your eye on the new annual catalog, you will see some Strawberry Slush. Pretty in Pink came back this year, so maybe Strawberry Slush will be one of our in colors. We'll see. But I don't have any Strawberry Slush paper anymore, so I couldn't use that. So I chose the other two colors to use. And then I made a little faux pas. I put my dimensionals on the wrong side of my thing. So I was like, well, I don't have time to redo this. We're just going to do it. Okay. I have a white piece of paper, and I have the Azure Afternoon and Shy Shamrock stripes. Or, yeah, strips, not stripes. They're not stripes yet. Oh. All right. Now, I'm going to hopefully make this easier on myself. And I'm going to put liquid glue all over my white panel. Okay. Just like that. My strips are pretty wide, so it won't take me too long. Now, my blue, I've got a blue card base for this one, so I'm going to start on the outside with green. We're just going to line that up with the edge of our card and go all the way to the edge. It's okay, just start on one side and let the other side hang off, because we're going to just flip that onto our trimmer and turn that over. Oh, that one's not long enough. Oops, oops, oops. I grabbed the wrong ones. Uh-oh. All right. We will cut another one really quick. So these are 1-inch strips. And I did a 3 3/4 by 5-inch white piece, so that my white pieces actually got to the end. I can't believe that's not long enough. Okay. Lucky for me, I brought all the paper over here, and I have my paper trimmer, so it's not a tragedy yet. Thank goodness, right? Okay. Let's try this again. I'm not sure how I did that. Who knows, really, right? So this one I know, these are 4 1/4. So those will be plenty long. Alright, so then I'm going to go with the blue again. Sorry for that little hiatus. Alright, so I'm going to line this one up on this side. I look like I'm going a little bit sideways. That's not the case. Okay. Now, we can do one of two things. We can flip it over and trim it with our scissors, or we can, let me get this piece that has glue out of the way. We can put it in our paper trimmer, line it up, and just cut off those edges all at once. And then we have our stripes here. All right, so now we have stripes, and I love this color combination, and I don't even remember. One of my kids had an outfit that was striped, and it was in these colors, so I'm going to guess that that was our oldest, because I don't fully remember exactly which kid it was, or which one was the one, but it was one of my favorite outfits. Okay, so we have our stripes on here. Ooh, hey Sue, thanks for watching. All right, so I have some stripes. We have a striped theme today. The striped embossing fold, or the painted stripes stamp set, the strips of cardstock, and then the patterns of friendship die cut. All right, so I'm just gonna put that onto my embossing folder. I'm gonna turn around here and I'm gonna run this through. And we will see what magic happens. Okay, so we have our embossed piece. So all the stripes are on there. They're just like that. Now the one thing that I found, because I normally do a 1/4 inch mat around the outside. Great, great. But when you emboss it on this little folder, it takes up some of the end. So I did find that I needed to cut off about 1/8 inch on one end, just so my white mat was the same all around. And you can do that after you figure out how much it shrinks when it does that. Okay, I'm going to use an Azure Afternoon card base, and I'm going to put my white panel flat. Okay, it's going to be like that. Yeah, I feel that the embossing folder is way easier than that crimper used to be back in the day. Do any of you still own a crimper? Is that even a thing? I don't know. Not at my house. Okay, so when I did this earlier, I went to put my dimensionals on the back, and I put it right here on my colored side. So let's make sure that we put these in the right spot this time. I'm gonna cut my mini dimensionals apart and make those a little bigger since it's a full panel. I had a class the other night and someone covered about half this amount of space with about, I don't know, 35 dimensionals, and that's probably not an exaggeration. So you don't have to cover the whole thing, just maybe each of the corners and then the center. And then it's okay if your green shows or your blue shows just a little bit. Nobody's going to see the back side, so they won't know that it's not fully right there. Let's put that right in the middle. All right, now I use the stylish shaped squares, or the stylish shaped dies to make the squares. So I have a white and I have an Azure Afternoon. For this one I did white and Shy Shamrock, and since I used my card base, I'm just flipping it around so we can have a little bit of a different look for this one. I should use Shy Shamrock ink though, right? I did green, green, blue, so I should do blue, blue, blue. I need green ink, right? Let's grab that really quick. There's a benefit to having things still out from another class. Okay, I'm gonna change it over to green. And so we're gonna do You Make Me Smile. Okay. Right in the middle. All right, I just love this stamp set. It is one of my favorites, I think. It's new, and these colors are fun, and it's just fun. Okay, back to my story here. We are going to attach the white square to the Azure Afternoon square. Put that on dimensionals. Lots of dimensionals today. So the bundle is awesome. Let's go this direction also. I'm going to change. What do you think? Maybe in the middle. Let's do the middle. I don't normally do a middle. No, I think all right, Monica, if you're still here, do you like the middle? Do you like this down in the corner like this one? Do you want it like this in this corner? Let's do this corner. Monica's one of my favorite viewers because she always has an opinion about so many things. I love it. I love it. But now that I've skipped over your opinion today and acted like you weren't valuable. All right, now let's come back in. And here's why I do need an opinion. I do have my Shy Shamrock ribbon, my twine already. I think I should put the green ribbon on that one, and then I think I should do an Azure Afternoon bow to put onto the other one, so that we have kind of the coordinating colors, but they're not fully all the same. So let's see what we can do here. Got that piece ready, because I always tie around the outside. Let's see. You can make your bow as big as you want. I just wanted to make sure that it would not cover up my words. I'll go around. All right, if you have gone online and seen the new online exclusives, what's your favorite thing? This was probably one of my favorites. I do love the textured, it's called Textured Notes, I think. It's beautiful. So many pretty parts to it. Okay. What else? There's all kinds of beautiful things. Well, hi Barbara. Thanks for joining us. I hope that you're enjoying our cards today. All right, so glue dot. I think that, what do you think? If anybody disagrees. All right, the corner. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing with me, Sue. I appreciate that. All right, typically I just put my ribbon down onto my glue dot, but sometimes if you're using linen thread or baker's twine, it's a little bit big. So I take it off and I roll it just a little bit. If you were in person and you were here and we talked about this, we would say something different. We would, if you have boys, you'll understand, or you would understand, but we're just gonna trim that. And then, yep, and I'm pretty sure that it was Ian, our oldest, who had a striped outfit that was this color, and he wore it to the beach one year. It's bringing back some memories here, I think. All right, now there's no actual gems that match this, but we could use some rhinestones. We could color some rhinestones to add a little bling, or we could go back and use, we could use our white sequins. Let's just do that because those are brand new. These were dying to come out of my package this morning. We're gonna just put some of those around the sides. If you've been watching for a while, you know I've just kind of got to the point where I just slap them on there. If I put it here, it's not as noticeable, but I think I'm gonna just put that on there anyway. And then this one, let's put a couple on the sides. All right, so there is our mini corrugated embossing folder. We have our Patterns of Friendship stamp set. We have the Pack Your Bags Twine 3-pack. And like I said, keep your eyes open. The Strawberry Slush. I can only guess and speculate, but I think it's coming back. All right, so we have those. Then we have the Painted Stripes background stamp set. Oh, so I chose wisely. The sequins were good. If I had the bling, I would have colored them, but we're just going to use the sequins. Then we have the Painted Stripes background with the neutral matte dots, and then the twine. Both of those are in the annual catalog. And then we have the whole bundle of the Patterns of Friendship. We have the dies, which are just perforated. You can see the perforations. They're actually the stripes, remember? And then I ran it through twice. I went through vertically and horizontally. And so we made the plaid, which is super fun. You can use it one way or the other. We used the sequins, and then the die that I used for this was the Tags to Go tag, which matches a stamp set, and actually the suite that has these cute little twine things. So we'll use that a different day. But I just wanted to show you how versatile the Patterns of Friendship stamp set was, because there's so many of the stamps that you can use for so many things, and they all look different. Like, you would not even really realize that these were all from the same, just from the same bundle, along with some other things that we added. So anyway, if you are interested in the online exclusives, I will put the link to my online store that will take you directly to those. And we will be back next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, I will need to be later. So next Wednesday will be at 1:30 instead of 11:30. And we will make some more cards with our new online exclusives. So if you are in St. Louis today, enjoy your snow. And if you're not, I hope that your weather is better than ours. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next time.